Think you know the United States? Think again. The geography of America is far more bizarre than your 5th grade textbook ever let on. Today, we're counting down 50 of the craziest, most mind-blowing geography facts about the U.S. that will change how you see the map forever. 1. Alaska is simultaneously the westernmost and easternmost state. Because the Aleutian Islands cross the 180-degree meridian, it technically sits in both hemispheres. Hawaii is the only state that is growing in size. Thanks to active volcanic eruptions, new land is being created every single day. 3. You can walk from the U.S. to Russia in winter. An ice bridge between Big and Little Diomed makes a 2.4-mile stroll possible. 4. Maine is the closest state to Africa. Quoddy Head is geographically nearer to the African coast than anywhere in Florida. 5. The Mississippi River is so long that a single drop of water takes about 90 days to travel from Minnesota to the Gulf. 6. Death Valley isn't just the hottest place in the U.S., it's the hottest ever recorded on Earth, hitting a staggering 134 degrees Fahrenheit. 7. Montana has a triple divide point, a single peak where water can flow into the Pacific, the Atlantic, and the Arctic Oceans. 8. Alaska has more coastline than all other 49 states combined. That's over 33,000 miles of rugged shore. 9. There is a place called the Four Corners where you can stand in Arizona, Colorado, New Mexico, and Utah at the same time. 10. The state of Rhode Island could fit inside the borders of Alaska over 400 times. 11. Missouri and Tennessee are the most neighborly states. Each one shares a border with 8 different states. 12. The United States contains every single major climate zone on Earth, from tropical rainforests to Arctic tundra. 13. Lake Superior contains enough water to cover the entire landmass of North and South America in 1 foot of water. 14. The geographic center of the 50 United States is actually in South Dakota, near a town called Belfort. 15. If Texas was a country, it would be the 40th largest in the world, bigger than every country in the European Union. 16. The Grand Canyon is so massive it creates its own weather patterns. It can be snowing at the rim while hot at the bottom. 17. Oregon is home to the world's largest organism, a giant fungus that covers nearly 2,400 acres of forest. 18. Despite its desert reputation, Arizona has the largest continuous stand of ponderosa pines in the world. 19. Michigan has more freshwater coastline than any other state, thanks to the Great Lakes. 20. There is a town in Nebraska called Manawi with a total population of exactly 1 person. She is the mayor and the bartender. 21. The tallest mountain in the U.S. isn't in the Rockies, it's Denali, in Alaska, reaching over 20,000 feet. 22. However, if you measure from the ocean floor, Mauna Kea in Hawaii is taller than Mount Everest. 23. Nevada is the driest state in the Union, receiving an average of only 7 inches of rain per year. 24. At the same time, the Olympic Peninsula in Washington is one of the wettest places in the world, a temperate rainforest. 25. California contains both the highest point, Mt. Whitney, and the lowest point, Death Valley, less than 100 miles apart. 26. Florida is the flattest state in the U.S. Its highest point is only 345 feet above sea level. 27. The most common town name in the United States is Washington, appearing in nearly every state. 28. Kentucky has more miles of running water than any other state except Alaska. 29. The U.S. Virgin Islands are the only part of the United States where traffic drives on the left side of the road. 30. Yellowstone National Park sits on top of a supervolcano that has the power to reshape the entire continent. 31. The largest cave system in the world is Mammoth Cave in Kentucky, with over 400 miles of explored passageways. 32. South Dakota is home to a massive underground lab built in an old gold mine to study dark matter. 33. Kansas is famously flatter than a pancake. Scientists actually tested this using topographical data and confirmed it. 34. The state of Delaware only has 3 counties, the fewest of any state. 35. The Great Basin across Nevada and Utah is endorheic, meaning none of the water that falls there ever reaches the ocean. 36. New York City is further south than Rome, Italy. 37. The boundary between the U.S. and Canada is the longest undefended border in the world. 38. There is a piece of land called the Kentucky Bend that is completely surrounded by Tennessee and the Mississippi River. 39. San Francisco's fog is so iconic it has a name, Carl. 40. The Everglades in Florida is the only place on Earth where alligators and crocodiles coexist in the wild. 41. Colorado is the only state that is entirely above 1,000 meters in elevation. 42. Virginia was the first state to have a permanent English settlement, but it's also where the Revolution ended at Yorktown. 43. North Carolina is where the first successful flight happened, but the Wright brothers were actually from Ohio. 44. Utah is home to a 2,000-year-old tree colony called Pondo, which is one of the oldest living things on Earth. 45. Point Udall in Guam is the first place the sun rises on U.S. soil every day. 46. New Mexico is home to White Sands, a massive desert made of gypsum crystals that looks like snow. 47. The most northern point in the contiguous 48 states is the northwest angle in Minnesota. You must drive through Canada to get there. 48. New Jersey has the highest population density of any state. Every square mile is packed. 49. Arizona doesn't observe daylight saving time, except for the Navajo Nation within its borders. 50. And finally, the United States is so big that you could fit all of the UK, France, Germany, and Spain inside its borders. From frozen Alaska to the tropical sands of Guam, the U.S. is a wild masterpiece. Which fact surprised you most? Let us know below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out our other videos for more mind-bending facts. Thanks for watching.